Well, hey everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie. This is Bobbie Reads Tarot. And today, you guys, I want to take a look at this government shutdown. As always, my readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, form your own opinions, and please be kind to one another in the comment section down below. The world is mean enough. We do not need to be mean over here. Okie dokie. Okay. And while I'm shuffling these cards, I'm watching my dogs, and my male dog is grooming my female dog. They're litter mates. And he's like licking around her ears and her neck, and she's just laying there like she's in heaven. And it's just the grossest, weirdest thing, but it's so funny to watch them do it. And she's wearing a sweater, and he's like sticking his nose down her little sweater neck. It's so silly. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to take a look at the energy behind this shutdown. Okay. So the first thing I want to look at was the plan all along by the Trump administration to orchestrate a shutdown? Was that the plan all along? Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups reversed, we have the Moon reversed, and we have the Five of Cups reversed. So the Nine of Cups reversed is a card that talks a lot about ego, someone who's very self-centered, someone who's very emotionally disconnected. This is very much narcissist energy, okay? Then we have this Five of Cups reversed. And to me, this feels like this is the energy of the people, the lawmakers, understanding that they're going to basically spill the blood of their constituents. And the Moon reversed is secrets, it's deception. And this is, so let's dive into this because the imagery on this is really interesting to me. So we have this, the way that I'm looking at this is, what was the cause? What was the result? What was the thing in the middle that is unknown? Okay. So the cause is obviously the self-centered egomaniac narcissist, i.e. DJT. Okay, so that's a very self-explanatory card. We know what that means. So the result is this Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups, when it's upright, is a card of mourning, loss. But when it's in the reverse position, this talks about all those same things, but having this feeling of like acceptance, accepting that this is how it is. It's often a card used for like if you've recently been through a loss or you're grieving and then you're about to kind of turn that leaf where it's like things have been really bad, but you accept it and now you're going to start to recover. It's kind of that energy as well. But when we look at it for this question of, was this the plan all along? Yeah. And I think some people, some lawmakers feel bad, some lawmakers don't, or they chose to spill the blood and sacrifice these to protect and preserve these. I almost wonder if the plan wasn't originally to tank or to shut down the government the first time. I wonder if that's what Elon Musk was trying to provoke, was a shutdown, because remember last time he didn't want them to sign it. So then what was the hidden thing that we couldn't see? Well, the Moon reversed, and this is the only major arcana card, okay, as well. So this is the biggest energy in this spread. And the Moon reversed is a card that talks about there being secrets, there being confusion, inconsistency, things hidden, things being done in the dark. I think that there could be some inconsistency and confusion about when or how this was supposed to happen. So this might not have been, perhaps this is the energy of not everyone knew this was the plan all along, but this was the plan all along. Were they initially going to try to shut down the government during that first opportunity? When was that? In March? Was that supposed to be the original plan? The Page of Wands. This is a card of communication. So I think there was a communication issue. Let's keep going. Was this supposed to be the original plan? Oh, that's Sorry, guys, that's way too many cards. I didn't realize that that was that many cards. One card, please. Page of Wands. Oh, then the Sun. Okay. This is a communication issue with the Sun, with the president, or the president communicating, but there wasn't the interest in cooperating at that time. So Trump tried to communicate in March that he wanted the government to shut down because he didn't even want to go through the confirmations. I think he just was going to like push through his cabinet. But at that time, there weren't as many people on board. Three of Pentacles is cooperation. Four of Cups is boredom or dissatisfaction. So they were kind of like, and I think this is probably on his own side as well. There wasn't enough. There wasn't enough for them to continue with the shutdown at that point. But this time it was very much like, this is the plan. Okay, so let's look at the shutdown in more detail. So can we just look at this energy of the shutdown, what led to it, where it's the energy of where it's headed, the energy of where it is right now. What can you tell us about the shutdown? What is in our highest and best? Good to know. Okay, so here we have that same card again, okay? So this is the card of communication. This is a card of, Page of Wands is a card that talks about being very motivated. This is news coming in. This is information. This is really speaking to me about the way that this is being portrayed in the media, okay? The cause and the result and the blame. So we've got the Republicans that are very much saying this is the Dems' fault. They want to give free health care to undocumented workers. They call them illegals, but we're going to call them undocumented workers. Okay. And that's what's being said. And that's what's being believed by the right. And then the messaging from the left is, we can't give free medical to people who do not qualify for it. Therefore, undocumented workers are not eligible. And these provisions that we're wanting are tax credits that we are losing that were extended during the Biden era. So we're trying to offset people's insurance, or premiums going through the roof. And it's so crazy. I've talked before, about how it's like two different realities. So for those people, I was just talking to my nephew about this actually, and we were talking about people in our family. And I was saying, like, for the people in our family that just believe that, we have a lot of MAGA. I said, I was explaining to my nephew, I think that they live in a reality where that is the truth. And so when that is your truth, we're not getting them to stop believing. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of feel like it's so much deeper. I feel like, and I talk about the split, where people are going two different directions. But for me, I really feel like, yes, we should reach across the aisle. Yes, we should be kind to our neighbors. Yes. However, I also am not going to spend my time trying to convince MAGA to change their mind, because I don't think it's possible. I think some people will become enlightened. The light bulb will go off for some people, but I think that they're far and few in between. And so I don't want to spend my time or energy getting frustrated trying to explain something to someone that they can never understand. And they, I'm sure, feel the same way about us. And so it's very interesting how we have these two different messages going out, but they're like, you're never going to hear the left's perspective on Fox, and you're never going to hear the right's perspective on, CNN. So, well, I mean, CNN has a little more right, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they're never going to people are never going to be able to like cross understand the messaging. If you're on the right, you're only going to see the messaging that confirms what you believe. That's it. So, I, like you guys, I watch a lot of like independent, media on YouTube, people that are, very unbiased. And I see them getting so passionate and like spending so much energy trying to get people to understand. And I look at it and I'm like, I wonder how much of this is just completely wasted effort. And I hate to look at it like that, because I like to look at things from the positive perspective. And it's not a waste of effort as far as like telling us, we get value from it. But if their purpose is to try to change minds, I don't, I mean, I know Adam Mockler is pretty convincing, but I don't know. Okay, I'm totally going off on a tangent here, but this is just this page of wands right out of the gate. We're looking at what is the energy of the shutdown, and this is the energy of the shutdown. It's this stuff. It's this right, left, and in the middle of it is all of us who are going to lose, it's going to cost us more. It's going to cost us. It's not even going to cost those people. Okay, so some big energy. Okay, so the challenge or the struggle that this faces, the shutdown, is the Knight of Cups. So the challenge is the offer of negotiation. So right now, you've got the Republicans saying, we will not negotiate until we're back in session, until the government is reopened. And then the Democrats are saying, we will not reopen until you're willing to negotiate. So that's a stalemate. So it's like this person saying, oh, I'm offering them something. Something that they know that the other side's never going to take. Something that's complete. And then the other side is offering something that that the other side isn't going to take. So they're both, getting to say like, oh, well, we've made these offers, and none of them, like, we wouldn't have gotten to this point if they truly had our best interests at heart. Like, we are really, really, really far off the mark right now. You know what I mean? So, and something else I think that's really interesting to think about, there's a lot of people, especially on the conservative side, that feel like, mostly on the conservative side, that feel like we should fund Israel and fund their war. But we don't believe in socialized medicine or free education. Yet the money we send to Israel is used for socialized medicine and free education. So I don't know, make it make sense. But anyway, the energy that the shutdown is coming from, Knight of Swords. This is like an opponent. They're ready for battle. These people, this is like a fight. Yes, it very much came from two groups wanting to battle one another. The energy of where the shutdown is going is the Seven of Wands reversed. The Seven of Wands reversed is a lot of indecision and a lot of vulnerability. So this is going to further indecision. Decisions aren't going to be made. They aren't going to be able to come to some type of negotiation or resolution, because this card is not that. This card is quite the opposite. It's a lot of indecision, and it's a lot of vulnerability. So these people being indecisive are causing a lot of vulnerabilities to the rest of the US, to the rest of the citizens. This is really tough energy for us. The goal or the destiny or the aim of this shutdown is the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so this is all about, the Two of Pentacles is about making decisions, but it's also about finding balance specifically with money, finances. And the Two of Pentacles, it can talk about possibilities, prospects. This is quite the fork in the road that we find ourselves in as spiritual beings having a human experience. If you can kind of detach yourself from the humanity part of it, right, of what's going on like right in front of us in the political world, and if you can kind of elevate up a little bit and kind of look at it from that really high view, you can see that we're at this fork in the road. We can go one way or we can go the other way. And I think we're kind of teetering right there. It's like when you play pinball and the little ball goes up to the top and you're like, which way is it going to roll? And you try to like bang the pinball machine with your hip to get it to like go the way you want it to go. That's where we are. We're waiting to see which way the pinball is going to roll down the game. So this is very interesting. Okay, so What is the subconscious issue, what we don't see coming? The moon. Again, this is secrets. This is things being done very, very sneaky. This is crisis of faith. This is changes happening, but this is crisis of faith. So we are on the precipice of something monumental. I think we can all feel it. We feel our nerves very raw. But I think we're very, very close now. It's taking time. And just because I say we're close doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow. But it's right. We're right there. We're right there. The energy of the shutdown is the Page of Pentacles reversed. This is an offer not coming through. This is a bad news regarding finances, bad news regarding property. This is not going to go well. I don't see it ending anytime soon. I would be super, super surprised. And I heard reporting that when Schumer and Jeffries were in the Oval Office, Trump said, excuse my language, but on second thought, why don't you go fuck yourself? And I feel like that was a light bulb moment for Schumer and Jeffries, where they realized this is like, you're not getting anywhere and you're not going to get anywhere. I really feel like that was sort of their light bulb moment. And I don't see them, Schumer, he caved in March, and I think he regrets that. And I don't think he'll do it again. I think fool me once, shame on me, fool me, or whatever, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And I think he's like, no, I'm not making that mistake again. I think he's just, I've never seen Schumer as pissed as he was as when he was interviewed after that meeting. He was heated. Okay, and the environment around the shutdown is the Ace of Wands reversed. Yep. This is the card of no opportunities. Nothing new, nothing going on. This is just very stagnant energy. It's the energy of procrastination. No movement whatsoever. This shutdown, I want to look at when we're done, or when we pull this for final outcome. I then want to look and see if this is something that's going to ever reopen. Okay, hopes or fears. Ace of Swords. Of course, everyone wants a deal. Everyone wants clarity. Come on, let's negotiate. Let's get this done. Let's move on. Final outcome, justice will not be served. They will not find balance. Okay, so will the shutdown, I'm going to say, this is going to sound really crazy, but will the shutdown, how do I want to say this? Just, will the shutdown end? I mean, I guess it has to end at some point, so that's kind of a weird question. I'm trying to think of how to ask this. Will this be an indefinite shutdown there? Because, indefinite, at some point it could shut down. We give it room for that. But right now there's no planned end in sight. So let's see if that's the energy. Is this an indefinite shutdown? This is somebody ready to fight, ready to go to battle. This is that, again, dissatisfaction, boredom, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. These are two pentacles, or two knights, that are squaring off. The Knight of Pentacles reversed is financial mismanagement, but it's also, it's moving very slowly. They're in and they're ready to fight. But when it comes to they don't want to, they're all about financial mismanagement. They're not going to come in, fight, do the right thing, and fix the situation. It's no, we're going to come in and fight. We want to do nothing for the budget. We want to we don't even care, whatever. And then this Four of Cups reversed energy it's that boredom, dissatisfaction, not being satisfied. This doesn't really answer my question, though. Let's pull the governance deck, the Trish James deck. If you guys are ever curious to know what decks I'm using, if you go to my website, which is bobbiereads.com, and the link is in the description box down below, I have a page that has all of the different decks I use on YouTube. So you can just click on that and you can find a picture of the deck and then you just click on it and it'll give you the deck info. Also, if you've ever wanted to have your own personal tarot reading with me, I do those as well. And those can be scheduled over on that website as well. Okay. So let's just get any final energy for the shutdown. Okay. So Spirit, this wasn't super duper clear. So what final information can you give us that pertains to the shutdown, when it might end, how it might resolve, what the challenges are, just any final info? Global impact. The shutdown is going to have a global impact. Mounting tensions. True to their word, knowledge withheld. True to their word would be Republicans not bending, Democrats not bending, keeping their word. We're not going to do it. Knowledge withheld. Reversing course. Okay, so that would give me hope then that at some point the government shutdown will end and then they will go back. Okay. United front. I think this is on the part of each side. And a facade of goodwill. So we might see someone reverse course with a facade of goodwill. Okay. And I bet you there's something under there. There's some motivation because it's a facade of goodwill. One or the other is going to reverse course. All right, you guys. So there you have it. That's what I have for the government shutdown. Tell me what you think. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the description box, or not in the description box, but in the comment section down below. Also, I just want to take a minute to say that you guys are amazing. I got so many amazing birthday wishes. You guys always message me to check up on me to make sure that we're doing okay, that the house is okay. There was flooding in Arizona and someone reached out to make sure that we were okay. You guys are wonderful. And while I don't always respond or have the time or the bandwidth to respond to every message, I want you to know that I read them and they mean the world to me. I appreciate them so much. You guys are my motivation. I feel like you guys are my friends. You're my besties. And I'm so grateful. So I just wanted to say a big heartfelt thank you to each one of you. You all just have no idea what a gift you are to me. Okay, if you're still here listening to me ramble, give this video a thumbs up on your way out. And also don't forget to subscribe. And if you would like to become a member and get access to member exclusive content, it is 99 cents a month and the information is in the description box down below. Okay, you guys, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me when I flip cards, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.